Hello everybody, Walla here. Today I'm going to be talking about PvP and PvE, whether it should be split or not, and also maybe discussing if maybe only the sandbox should be split, and also discussing if PvP should just be ripped out of the game completely, because I've also heard some crazy stuff like that. And just talk about the pros and cons and why, we probably shouldn't take PvP out of the game. But I know a lot of people complain and say that, it's ruining it for the PvE people. So either way, we're going to get into that here in a second. But before we do, I hope everyone had a really good New Year's. I hope no one went out partying. And just want to ask if you could like the video. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Some of you might be thinking, why the hell would anyone want to split PvE and PvP from each other? I mean, this game feels pretty good as is, right? For some of you, or maybe a lot of you that think, it's fine as is. But the main reason why people want it split, at least the sandbox, is because a lot of things are just crazy overpowered at the moment, right? You look at stasis, obviously it's a really big factor. You look at stuff like, let's say, snipers or shotguns or just anything really. They can't really nerf. They can't change how the guns function because it would inherently it would kill PvE as well, right? Nerfing snipers to the ground or something, or nerfing, just whatever it may be, it's going to hurt PvE a lot, even though it might seem like a slight change for PvP. So having split sandboxes in this situation would be super ideal. So for example, let's say they wanted to change let's say the duration of the Behemoth Titan super, right? But not mess with it in PvE, right? I know Behemoth Titan probably isn't used that much in PvE. I could be wrong. I don't play PvE, but it just seems more of a PvP-oriented super. But regardless, let's say they wanted to adjust something like that, right? Or maybe, I know this sounds weird, but maybe like the Hunter super, if Bungie wanted to make only one icicle or one pickaxe being thrown or something stupid like that. They could do that for PvP only, right? They could adjust it to where that stuff only happens in PvP and leave it normal in PvE, right? Having something as, I want to say, flexible as that in a game like Destiny is something I feel like is really, really important. I know this game's not super huge or anything by any means, but there are a lot of abilities and a lot of broken stuff in PvP currently, due to the fact that, Bungie can't really adjust either or, right? They have to make... It is pretty hard, man. I know it probably looks easy looking on the outside, but they have to make something that's not super not super broken for PvP as well as PvE, right? They have to balance it both at the same time, which is pretty damn crazy. In my eyes, it's pretty damn crazy, and I'm surprised that it's still going as is because there's a lot of shit in this game right now, even with the introduction of stasis as well. Some of this stuff is just doesn't make sense at all to have in PvP, but here we are, and the game is still going, so I'm surprised. There are a lot of people that want PvP completely removed from the game and just think like PvP as a whole is just dead. No one wants to play it. No one cares about it. If you ever go to the directory during the weekends, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, where it's a lot more... a directory on Twitch, I should add. I don't really know about YouTube or anything, but Destiny is a lot more popular during the weekend compared to the weekdays, and that's literally just due to the fact that trials exist, PvP-oriented game mode. I don't want to say Destiny is completely dead during the weekdays because it's not true, but to look at the viewership and the amount of people playing during the weekends is quite it's quite outstanding seeing the difference. And it really does boggle my mind sometimes that people will go out of their way and say that PvP is dead. No one cares for PvP, when in reality, that's not the case at all, right? There are a lot of PvP fans. When people say split PvE and PvP, in my head, for some reason, I was always thinking oh, people want Bungie to completely remove the two, right? Put PvP in its own actual video game. I don't know why. The thought of splitting the two sandboxes sounds super nice, obviously, to keep both in the same game and just have the sandboxes split. But at the same time, it kind of made me start to think, right? What if Bungie just started working on a completely different game for PvP, right? So they could give the best of both worlds, or I guess just give the PvP players what they want completely, and the PvE players what they want completely, right? I don't know if you guys have heard, but I've always also heard Bungie was working on a brand new game. I'm 99.9% sure it's a PvE game, which is good news for those who play PvE. I've also heard some weird stuff. Maybe Bungie might be working on like some competitive PvP, like some BS like that. I don't know. I probably highly doubt that, but for some reason, like when I always hear people say splitting PvP and PvE, that's what I think of, right? I think of like Bungie literally kind of like scrapping the whole Destiny, the Destiny theme, I guess, with PvE and PvP, and just going straight up like making a PvP game and making a brand new PvE game. In my eyes, that sounds pretty damn cool, right? Like thinking about what type of game they could make, it sounds really good. The only thing is, if Bungie made a completely like just PvP oriented game, is it gonna be anything similar to Destiny? You know, is it gonna be like super competitive? Is it gonna be like super casual as Destiny is now? It kind of makes me question a bunch of stuff, right? Because if Bungie were to make a straight PvP only game, how would it even work? How would you start unlocking stuff? How would the ranking up work? You know, how would you get weapons, stuff like that? You know, some people might say like, oh, just make it the same as like COD or something, right? But like the reality is this game is a lot different than any other game, especially when it comes to unlocking stuff and earning rewards and stuff like that, right? The one big issue at the end of all this is, what about the people that want to do both? What about the people that genuinely enjoy doing PvE and PvP, that like playing PvE and going into PvP with their PvE stuff that they earned? Destiny is very unique, right? In that situation where it's it's a first-person shooter, and it also grants you this like PvE/PvP feeling, because I know there are other games that actually do this. I don't play World of Warcraft, but it's kind of funny I mentioned this because I was just watching a friend play it, and you do PvE and you go into PvP as well, right, with your PvE stuff. And it's unique in that way, right? And a lot of people really like it. I've been playing Destiny since the beginning of time, so I as well have adjusted to this system, and I know for a fact I loved it. Like early Destiny days. And some of you might be pretty new to Destiny. You know, you might be enjoying it as well, because it at the end it is very unique. And some people might not want an only PvE game or an only PvP game. You know. It's gonna take away from those people who have invested so much time into Destiny and into that sort of thing, you know. In the end, the best thing possible to ever get would be split sandboxes, but I just don't really see that being possible for Destiny. I feel like that's really bad to say, because you should have faith in Bungie, blah blah blah, but I've been playing this game for a long time, and I've seen what Bungie is capable of doing, and the hard reality, the hard truth is just it's not gonna happen, and that's why I know some of you might not agree, but that's why I'm all for just a straight new PvP game and a straight new PvE game. I don't know, like I guess it's just time. It's time for something different, something more balanced, something more fixed. I want to play a game from Bungie that just doesn't feel broken, like straight up. I want to play a game that just doesn't feel broken, and I know I know this isn't this isn't a competitive PvP game at all or anything by any means. I understand that, but it doesn't mean I shouldn't be able to have a good experience in PvP and feel like I'm not playing a half-finished game the whole time. That might be pretty harsh to say, but that's just the reality, and that's my opinion personally. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tomorrow's video will be another live commentary, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.